Well, welcome to the Coaches Show for Drury University Men's Hockey Division I program. My name is Kevin Kline, the public address announcer, and with us, as always, head coach Jeremy Law, assistant coach Cliff Cook. Boys, we continue to roll. 10-0.
I'll take it.
I'm sure you will. Yeah, we were talking about this last time, and last year I think we finished 28-3. Now we're 10-0. We're 38-3 as a Division I program. That's unheard of.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah,
There's 3 losses, so
yeah.
I knew he was going to say that. I mean, if you didn't say that, you wouldn't be Coach Cook, would you?
yeah, I guess not.
So, what's the secret of our success?
Honestly, Cookie and I talk about this all the time. It's not so much what we do. It's our guys. We have such a great group of guys, such a talented group, and they make our jobs easy, and they make us look good. So. Super proud of the guys we have, and they come to compete all the time, every day. Every practice, every game, they give it their all.
You know, in the NFL, you hear pundits say, well, that quarterback is in the right system. If they weren't in that system, they wouldn't have half the stats that they have. So is it a matter of you've found the right boys to put into your system?
I think there's a lot to that, but we have such a high IQ team. They've kind of adapted to what we always want to do, but at the same time, we're not trying to change what they already are. Uh-huh. So it all just kind of blended together well. And the other part of this, too, that we've talked about a lot is just it's a very tight-knit group. So they want to work for each other. You don't always get that. And then when you've got little cliques within the room and all that, and guys are kind of, behind the scenes battling each other, we just don't have that. It's just a tight-knit group, and they want to win for each other.
And winning they are. This past weekend, Iowa State came to town. We took 2 from them, 6-1 on the Friday game, and then 8-1 on the Saturday game. 8-1 is a big score because that's a 7-goal differential. Explain what that means in terms of ACHA hockey.
Yeah, the computer rankings will start here in a few weeks. We're still, as we're recording this on Tuesday, October 14th, the next coach's vote will come out tomorrow, Wednesday. And then there's 2 more after that. So there's a total of 4 coaches' votes before the computer takes over, just so they can build some stuff into the system, get enough games to where it's starting to make a little bit of sense as far as the computer goes. But the way it works, there's 2 computers. One is just straight up win or loss. Score doesn't matter. Did you win? Did you lose? The other one does involve a goal differential. But the maximum the computer will, take into account is a 7-goal differential. You can win by 20. The computer sees it as a 7-goal differential. So anytime, especially against the weaker teams, anytime we can hit that 7-goal differential, it's very important. We've been disappointed. Again, it's not just because of my personality, but we have been disappointed because even at 10-0, there's a lot of times we should have hit that differential. And while the wins, may not necessarily have hurt us, but they didn't help us as much as they could have by if we would have hit that number. So there's still, we're still going to be highly ranked once that computer kicks in. It's just a matter of could we have been potentially a spot or 2 higher than we are. We won't know till that hits. I think, if you look at where things are right now, I think that 7-8 range is about right for us right now.
Which is where we are, 8.
We'd like to be top 5, of course, but when you see the teams that are up there, those are going to be hard teams to jump in any year. I think we're where we're supposed to be right now. Now, the further we get along in this thing, hopefully we can kind of creep into that top 5 conversation.
So when the computer rankings come out, and you said that's in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think it's going to be another, 3 or 4 weeks before that kicks in because there's tomorrow and then 2 more weeks of coaches' vote.
14th ranked UMary, who we beat both times, are 6-2 right now. Their only 2 losses are to us. How will that affect us?
That definitely helps. So when you beat teams, you hope that they go on and beat other teams because essentially you get credit for those wins as well, right? So, yeah, we want teams that we were successful against to be successful against other teams. So it's all I compare it. It's a lot like the college football rankings at Division I. Strength of schedule, like Cookie said, goal differential. It all ties in. It all plays. And I've been doing this now at this level for over 10 years. At the end, I think they really do have the right teams at the national tournament.
To kind of expand on the UMary side of it too, and we'll have this with some other teams we'll play, but that's the main one at the moment. Their schedule helps us.
Yes.
Because of their location, they're playing the Minots of the world, the Jamestowns of the world on a regular basis. And as long as they can sneak in a win against one of those, or at the very least keep them 1 to 2 goal games, that's going to help us all year.
Well, another thing that is helping us that we kind of got off on a lethargic start, our power play has picked up.
Finally.
Yeah, I expected that.
Yeah, finally. No, it's been good. The guys are starting to put pucks on net, which is we had talked about, just getting more pucks to the net and creating chaos in front of the net. And that's what's been successful for us.
Our first 6 games, we were around 18%.
Yeah.
I think we were down to 12 at one point.
Yeah, and then our last 4 games were right around 40%.
I think overall combined, I think we're right around 25 to 27% right now, which is fine. We'd like to be in the 30s, but 25, 27% is nothing to sneeze at.
Well, as I researched, 28% is one of the upper echelon scores in the NHL. So if we're hovering right around there, I can only imagine that in D1 hockey.
And the only reason I don't compare it too much to that is because we are a scoring league overall.
Okay.
So I think we would expect the top tier teams in our league to kind of really be in that 30% range. And I think by the end of the year, you'll see a lot of that because it is. I mean, now granted, I say we're a scoring league. In 10 games, we've only given up 14 goals, which is pretty unheard of.
We're going to get to that.
So, but yeah, I think generally speaking, you would expect to be in that 30% range just because of the way the league is.
Yeah, well, you just brought up that we've only given up 14 goals in 10 games. We've scored 54, so that's a plus rating of 40, plus 40. Let me just tell you how that compares to the rest of the country. There is only one team ahead of us. We're actually tied for second with Adrian with a plus 40. Only one team ahead of us, and we can just eliminate them.
Because they scored about 20 plus against their own Division III teams.
That's right. Northern Illinois University is at a plus 46.
Yeah.
Plus 40 is audacious in 10 games. We had a plus 109 last year, but we're on pace to obliterate that.
Well, and again, I will say part of my personality is going to kick in because it really should be more. Because like we said a minute ago, we should have hit that 7-goal differential 2 or 3, maybe 4 more times this year already, and we just haven't. It's only happened once. So that number could be and should be, frankly, a lot higher right now.
So we are giving up. We've given up 14 goals. That's very, very low. That's less than 2 a game. But I do have to ask one defensive question. That's not a positive thing. We gave up a shorthanded goal this past weekend. How does that happen?
It happens. So, especially with the power play we run being a 1-3-1, it means we only have one guy back on the blue line. So if there's a bad bounce, a bad pass, a turnover, a lot of times the team's on a 2-on-1 the other way. So the aggressive power play that we run will, every once in a while you're gonna give up an odd man rush the other way.
Well, it was an unassisted shorthanded goal, so nobody was. I mean, he didn't get a pass or anything.
It was, and there were, I counted for sure in our own zone 2 weird bounces. One right off of Joe that he would normally collect, and then when he went to play it, because he couldn't reach it to grab it, so he tried to fire it off. It kind of went in a weird direction, and then it popped straight up in the air randomly and ended up right on kid's stick. And the guy that shot it never even looked at the net.
Yeah.
If you watch the video, he wasn't even looking. He was just throwing it on net.
Yeah, I think he was surprised too.
Yeah. So that's just one of those fluky things that happens. And a shorthanded goal here and there is not the end of the world. I mean, we hate it. We'd like to have a few of our own, and we're fully capable of it. We did it a bunch last year, but that's coming for us.
They're a lot worse when they cost you a game, or so
we were. Yeah, I mean, it cost Joe a shutout. But we were never in jeopardy of losing the game, so it is what it is.
Now let's sing the praises of the defense. 25% of our goals are from defensemen.
Yeah.
What's that say?
They're getting pucks through. That's one of the things it's such a successful season last year. One of our Achilles heels was getting pucks through from the point. We had a lot of shots blocked last year. And it's been a focus of ours. We've watched, we mentioned it a few weeks ago. We literally watched video of it prior to one of our games a few weeks ago because we just weren't, we needed to be better about not getting shots blocked from the point. Because, it's one thing to get a shot blocked down low. You get a shot blocked from the point, that's an on-man rush waiting to happen. That's a breakaway waiting to happen. It's not just that we're not getting pucks through. It's potentially creating a chance going the other way. So we had to do a better job as a D-corps of getting pucks through. And, we're one of the best teams I've ever worked with at getting pucks D to D at the point. They're quick about it. But now we're trying to get them to kind of pull back on that a bit and just get pucks to the net right away. Puck comes off the wall, you're shooting it. You're not looking D to D right away. I mean, it cost us a bit. We gave up a breakaway pretty early in the game. I think it was Saturday.
Yeah.
When we tried to go D to D, and the kid was just sitting on it. He waited for it, took off, and thankfully we were able to take care of it. But yeah, we can't be too predictable, and that was one thing we were becoming a little bit too predictable on.
It is one thing, though, that you talk about going, D to D. One thing that I was talking with the boys about, and because I got to call some of the D3 games this past weekend, okay? And the way that I liken what you guys do is akin to European soccer. It's one touch.
Yeah.
It's on your stick, it's off your stick. It's on that stick, it's off that stick. And it's really obvious how much of a difference there is in between leagues, okay, but also in between the ability to put the puck on the net.
Yeah, our team moves the puck really well.
Yeah.
So they, out of all the teams we've coached together, like our puck movement, these guys just read each other and support each other really well. So,
yeah, we're creating chaos in a different way. The chaos isn't beating and banging and driving the other team nuts. The chaos is puck movement so quick that their defensive zone can't keep up.
Mm-hmm.
Or if we're on the power play, their penalty killing unit can't keep up. And that's the chaos we want to create, which then leaves, now that we've done a better job of that, the guys in front of the net more room to work once the puck does get there. So, as long as we can keep that puck movement going, which I see no reason why we won't with this crew, we're going to be fine.
The Davenport games, which were 3 weeks ago, I had an opportunity in between periods to talk to their captain. By the way, the last two teams that have come into town, Davenport and Iowa State, very, very nice kids. Very nice kids. Talkative and really, really respectful. Their captain, in between the second and third period of the Friday night game, said, "Man, you guys are good." We had the same thing happen with one of Iowa State's players. That was their goaltender. On Saturday, I got to talk to him, and then we had a referee after the series this weekend say that pretty much the same thing to you guys. How big of a compliment is that when other players are, "Man, you guys are good"?
I know Jeremy wants to answer this, but I want to say this because I think it's important, because it's great to hear that from the opponents. But it's interesting to hear it from the officials that know us very well, because they've seen us at Missouri State. They've seen us here, so they've seen the difference, in the two and what we've done, in particular what he's done over the last, it's 9 years, 10 years now. So to hear that is important. They're never going to tell us that. But no, I think they also see a difference in style. It's always been notorious here in town. The penalties kind of double here. Some of that is the emotion when you get the bigger crowds like Missouri State's getting right now, that hopefully we're getting soon, and that we're slightly nervous about in December. But that does hype guys up and gets them emotional, and the penalties do come from that. And I think that even carries over into the officials to a point, because I did the numbers years ago, and we were literally twice as many penalty minutes at home for both home and away, like even the visiting team, twice as many in our building as you would have anywhere else. And we don't see that now with this group, because I think the officials have understood we have a disciplined team. Can they get out of control at times? Sure, they're 20-something-year-old.
Yeah, I don't know what the
players.
breakdown is, but our full season penalty minutes right now, we're at 95.
Yeah, we're relatively, and that includes a couple of 10 minutes thrown in there, and the game misconduct we got the other night counts as a 10 on paper. They give a numerical value to it, so that's an extra 10 minutes. So really, our number's quite low.
Right, that's what I thought too.
And it was last year as well. We were one of the, for most of the year, one of the least penalized teams in the country. I think we finished about middle of the pack by the time all was said and done, and that's kind of where we are right now too.
When you hear an opposing player say, "Man, you guys are good," are you in their head so much that that game's over?
Yeah, I think, especially like Iowa State, I think those games were over pretty early.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just glad we're not on that side of it. It's
Been there.
That's a whole other challenging thing, coaching when you're outmatched like that. But yeah, I'm just happy with what we have and what we're doing, and hope it continues.
So we have 5 guys on our team: Luke Aston, Daniel Beaupre, KT Walters, Amal Garcha, and Matthew Johnson, averaging a point plus per game. 5 guys on a team averaging a point plus per game. Can't be too many teams in the country doing that.
No, we knew we were deep. So I knew we weren't going to have one or two or one line that was going to do all our scoring. Like we're very well balanced, and that's helps make us the team we are. So.
Other than being balanced, what does that say about us, though?
Depth.
Yeah.
We said it. He said it again. It's just our depth. We're probably, and I know guys would love this at the end of the day, but we're a team-first attitude, and these guys get it. We're probably not ever, with the way we play and the lineup we have, going to have the league's leading scorer, only because we do balance things out. But at the end of the day, if you want to trade between a leading scorer or a national title, I know which one these guys will take all day long.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we still have 3 players on the first page of the national leaders board. Yeah. We've got Luke Aston has 11 points on the 15 points on the season. He sits at number 10 nationally. Daniel Beaupre, 14 points at number 14, and then KT, number 16 at 13.
But again, those numbers, those rankings are slightly skewed, as we know.
How so on the individual players?
Because they still have that Northern Illinois element involved.
Very true. Yes.
So really, those guys are much, much higher in that. I mean, a kid got 14 points
in 2 games.
In 2 games against their Division III team, and it still shows up on the list. So, I'm not sitting here trying to bag on Northern Illinois. They want to play those games. That's fine. I don't think they should be included in league stats. Mm-hmm. So that's just my rant for right now. But as everybody around right now knows, I've got plenty of rants to go around, but I'm going to kind of keep some of those to myself for now.
Let's go ahead and talk about our goaltending, because Sweeter is undefeated this season, and then Joe Kuchaslo is the number 1 ranked goaltender in the country right now. It's 7-0 with a .941 save percentage and 1.43 goals against average. So listen to this, guys. I don't know if you know this or not, but of goaltenders, ACHA Division I, with at least 100 saves, he's number 1.
Yeah, and I think his favorite part is he's ahead of some guys he knows really well on that list too. As I'm staring at him across the room.
It's always good to have some foils to go after, right?
He's going to have some bragging rights on some friends of his.
Well, you know what, guys? It's been a great start to the season. Now we get into a part of a season where we're not playing as frequently. We had 8 games in September. Yeah. We're going to have the October games. November, we got a couple home games, and then we've got the showcase, and then December 5th and 6th, and then we're off till January 17th. So we're going to talk a little bit about that aspect of the season in segment number 3. But segment number 2 is coming up here, and we're going to talk to 2 of the players who have just been incredible on the power play this season already. And we're going to also hear one of the weirdest stories about how to turn around your luck and start putting the puck in the net. You won't want to miss this one. It's coming up in segment number 2. It is the Coaches Show, Drury University. We are at Hold Fast Brewing for Drury Hockey.
What the hell is he talking about?
Segment number 2 at Hold Fast Brewing. It is the Drury University Men's Division I Hockey Coaches Show. And in segment number 2, we always meet and talk to a couple of the players who are on the Division I team. And this time we have a newcomer to the team this year, number 6, defenseman Lukas Ravenstein, and then a returner from the previous year, forward number 39, Joe Davidson. Guys, a heck of a season already, huh?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you both are having great seasons so far. You're on the 4 goals, 3 assists, I think, or is it 3 and 4?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, that's pretty good defensive output for a defenseman in 10 games. Yeah, is that something that you normally have in your back pocket?
Yeah, I've always been pretty offensive. I used to play forward up until juniors, so once I switched, it kind of just came naturally to me, and yeah.
Nice. Daver?
Yeah, I mean, I think I had a bit of a slow start, but
well, you talk about having a bit of a slow start. You were getting opportunities; they just weren't going in the net for you. Okay, I have the privilege of knowing your roommates, and so I asked them a couple of things about you. You've turned it around. You're now assisting on plays, and you're now scoring goals. What is the unique thing that you did to turn your season around?
Knowing those guys, I'm sure they probably would have mentioned something about me growing a mustache.
No, that wasn't it. That's a typical hockey maneuver. No, it was something about apartment decor.
Apartment decor?
You switched up your bed?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I switched my bed. It's in the craziest spot of all time, but ever since I switched it, I've been productive on the ice.
There you go. So if your lot in life is not where you want it to be, switch your bed. Did you change directions? Is your head now facing a different?
Yeah, so like the way my room's assorted it's super strange. I've got random dressers kind of on the wall and everything, so my head's underneath the dresser. So if I wake up too quick in the morning, I'll just drill my head off that thing. And I don't know. I got a good view outside. We look out that way towards the U.S. Bank. So
Wasn't with waking up and knocking your head? Isn't that kind of like being on a sleeper bus, though?
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. So in Canada, Lucas, how many times were you on a sleeper bus where you actually did that?
The way my junior league worked, we didn't really bus anywhere. We kind of just like drove ourselves to the rink.
Okay.
But growing up playing like U18 and stuff like that, like it was just always like regular standard buses, like no sleeper buses at all. So that was a first time experience for me.
Joe?
yeah, we pretty much traveled within like a 9-hour radius, maximum 9 hour. So we would typically just take a regular bus, sometimes leave Thursday afternoon and then spend the night and then practice and play the next day in the rink we're going to play in that night. So no sleeper buses for me either.
So Lucas, how does Canadian hockey differ from ACHA Division One? What you're used to?
Honestly, I feel like the Canadian game, like it's a bit more physical. Like over here, I was expecting to be hit more often and stuff like that, but hasn't really been the case. But all in all, we're playing like a lot of skilled players and stuff like that. And but yeah, no, the physicality was definitely not what I was expecting.
So then, if that were to change with some of our higher ranked opponents that we're going to have coming up, would you be able to hang with them?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joey D, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, the same thing. Playing in the KI, it's pretty nitty-gritty. Super physical, especially around playoff time. And when you have like a rivalry game, you were expecting some fisticuffs throughout the game. Where down here, it's kind of hard to build a rivalry because we only play guys twice a year. But even last year we played Minot, I noticed like those guys were big, fast, and physical, and a lot of them were actually from Canada.
Yeah. Well, I think we are going to have an opportunity to build some rivalries, especially this year. We're going to play Maryville 4 times, probably 5 in the national tournament, should everything go the way that I believe it's going to go. We've got Missouri State on the schedule, and that's going to be an annual thing. So I think the rivalries are going to be built this year, and how much more fun will that make it?
Oh, a lot more fun. I think probably the best part about junior is like playing like the playoffs against the teams that you've been playing all year, and like for us, like we played the same team 4 years in a row in the playoffs, and like by my last year, like I just hate them. So, like that's what I'm probably missing most about like junior hockey, to be honest, is that. But it's kind of hard when you're not in a conference and you're playing different teams every year. But it's good to see that like looking forward, like our schedules could be kind of the same like year in and year out. So.
Yeah, you'll get those opportunities to play those same teams. Yeah. So, Joe, you told me something last year that I'm going to hold you to this off season. How do you chop a tree down?
Well, I grew up in a small town called Nelson, and there's a lot of like arborist work and things that go on there. So just like a friend of my dad's hired me one summer to do some logging, some tree falling for him. So I got pretty skilled with the chainsaw. I know that you need a hand with it, so anytime you need me, just give me a ring.
Well, I'm afraid I'm going to kill myself. I've probably fell about 5 or 6 trees already that I have no business trying to even cut down. So when you told me that you'd be able to help me, I'm like, okay, I'm not doing another one until Joe comes over, because there's got to be a technique and an art to it, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, for sure. And like having the right equipment, like the bungees and like protective equipment, like chaps and everything. My dad's hit himself countless times on his chaps, and they're lifesavers. They save lives.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't have either of those. No bungees, no chaps. So again, it's amazing that I'm still in one piece, right?
It is a miracle.
Thank you. Bird, which is your nickname, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah, how long have you had that nickname?
My captain gave it to me in my first year of junior, so somewhat new.
And it's because of Ravenstein, Raven,
Yeah.
the bird,
Yeah.
obviously. You had your dad and your girlfriend in town. How do your emotions change in a game when they're here as opposed to when they're not here?
Yeah, well, I try to play the same way every game, but definitely having them here is definitely a mental boost. And like, I don't know, I've never been away from home. This is my first time like leaving home, so like it's been about 2 months now. Been getting a little bit homesick, so having them here is definitely a good mental reset for me, and it just fired me up even more to play the game.
Also, 2 things I want to talk about with that answer, and I'll get to the baseball aspect here in a moment. But yeah, what is the difference between Canada and Springfield in your eyes?
I mean, growing up in a small town, I never really lived in, like a city area or anything like that. I was actually just going over this with my girlfriend and her parents. She's from down here the other day, and I don't know, just the people are a little bit different. It's nice having these guys around. It gives you a little bit of a homey feel, being around the rink and school. It's something I'm used to. But that definitely the weather, like snowing back home in the mountains,
And we're in 80-something degrees here today, Fahrenheit. So, yeah, this is really weird stuff. Even I'm not used to this. It's so hot. But what about you, Bird?
Yeah, well, I'm quite the opposite of Daver. I live in the city, right by the ocean, so it's definitely a bit different. Lots of mountains where I'm from, so I don't know, lots of nice golf courses right around me, and like here, like you got to drive a bit of a ways to hit a nice golf course.
Do you miss the ocean?
I miss the lakes more. I'm
Okay.
not much of an ocean guy, but even like just like going down to the beach with friends and like slinging a frisbee around or like playing spike ball on the sand, like that's always a good time too. So
Joe, if you weren't playing hockey, what other sport would you play?
I think rugby.
Yeah?
Yeah, my dad was a big rugby player, and he always tried to influence me to play, but I didn't want to risk separating a shoulder before hockey season.
Very true. Very true. Bird, I heard you were quite the baseball player.
yeah, I was all right back in the day.
Why don't you like baseball?
Just a bit too slow for me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what your dad said.
Yeah.
I had an opportunity to hang out with your dad while we were watching the Blue Jays Mariners game, and we had the parents that were in town, had them over, and some of the boys, and he was the only person happy that night.
Yes.
Game
yes.
one.
Yeah, my brother's a huge Mariners fan, so my dad kind of just like went with the flow and just like started liking Mariners along with him. And yeah, he was a pretty happy camper last night.
And Joe, I think I'm going to meet your dad coming up in December.
Yep, he'll be popping out in December. It's his first time down here since he dropped me off last year for the first day of school. I'm really fired up for him to come watch. He's also going to be at the Chicago Showcase. And then I don't know when my mom's going to come down, but I'm really looking forward for you to meet him because he's worked in the newspaper for a long time.
Oh, can't wait to meet him. Yeah, that'll be great. Bird, you don't have a frame of reference for this question, so I'm going to ask Joe, difference between this year's team and last year's team.
I think just like we added so many depth pieces, like nothing against what we had last year, but just there's a sense of reliability on the back end this year. And you just know like every time that one of those guys has the puck on their stick, they're going to make the right play and the puck's going to get out of the zone. Just like, say a guy gets hurt on the power play, we've got someone that can come in and play equally as good as anyone else on that unit.
And how did you click with Brewer so well, so quick?
Well, Brew's just a great defenseman, honestly. Like he makes it so easy to play. Like he's just, I don't know. The first day I got here, and like first day I was like, Cookie said we were playing together. He's like, yeah, like do whatever you want. Like I'll just be back here playing D, and like I don't know. Our games like click so well together, and he's just such a easy player to play with.
And what's your special bond with number 21, Nolan Bosher?
Well, we played 2 years of junior together, the last 2 years, and just had the opportunity to get really close with him. And I don't know, when J-Law and Cookie were talking to both us, we were both on the fence about it. But then like once we both were like both set on coming here, like we were just both fired up to play with each other for.
Makes it a little
up
bit
to
easier
4
being
more
away
years.
from home.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. For
Well,
sure.
we love having you guys here. We love having you back, Joey, and it's been a remarkable season already. Now, we got some stiff competition coming up, but I understand that, okay, so as the public address announcer, I also get to watch the game as a fan. And my wife and I love you boys to death. And we never want to see you guys lose, so we love when it's 8-1 and 6-1 and 7-1. But Sedonic and Sterling Ponick and a couple other guys told me, those are boring games for you guys. You want the 2-1s. You want the 3-2s. I think you're going to be getting those pretty soon. How excited are you about that?
I'm fired up, yeah. I mean, we've all got, I'm sure that you've got some buddies on other teams. I've got a couple buddies on Maryville. And even just listening to Sam Bennett talk about last year when he had to play the U.S. in the World Series there, even when his brother fought, or when they fought the Kachuk brothers.
Uh-huh.
He plays with Matthew Kachuk, and he was just fired up to see him get beat up. He was telling Hagel to kill him and everything, and I think that competitive aspect's really going to come back, and you guys are going to see some serious high-intensity games.
No, we're looking forward to it. Congratulations on a 10-0 start, guys. Number 6, defenseman Lukas Ravenstein. You can call him Bird. And Daver, number 39, forward Joe Davidson. Guys, congratulations so far, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
That's segment number 2 of the Drury University D1 Men's Hockey Coaches Show. We're at Holdfast Brewing. Coming up in segment number 3, Coach Law doesn't know about this new segment that Cookie and I introduced a couple weeks ago, but it's definitely going to bring a peak of interest into this segment number 3. So hang out for that. It's coming up next. Third and final segment of the Drury University Men's Division I Hockey Coaches Show. Coach Jeremy Law, Coach Cliff Cook. Man, 2 great guys we just had in segment number 2 with Bird and Daver. Great guys.
Yeah, unbelievable guys, just like the rest of our team as well. So, yeah, good, such a great group of guys.
I was talking to them about how they gelled, especially Ravenstein, how he gelled with Brewer so quickly. All right, so let's talk about our upcoming games. We don't play again until Halloween night, the 31st, and the following night, November 1st. We play Midland, who we love their coach, Coach Jan. He's amazing. Yeah. But let's talk about their program for a minute, because typically they're really strong.
Yep.
This year, I want your opinion on this. Iowa State, who we just played, has a minus 16 goal differential. Midland has a minus 12 goal differential. Iowa State is 2-4-1 on the season. Midland 2-5-1 on the season. Should we expect the same weekend as we just saw?
No, absolutely not. No. Strength of schedule, if you look at who Midland's played, they're definitely going to be a tougher opponent for us.
And that's what we want.
Yeah.
We don't want weekends of repeat weekends of what we just had.
No, we won't have that the rest of the way.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah, so the rest of our schedule, maybe one exception mixed in there, but the rest of our schedule is all top 25 level opponents.
Yeah, well, that's at the showcase. When we go up there, we're playing number 5 and number 6 as currently right now.
Yep.
So those will be massive games for us.
Then we've got 4 games against the current number 7 the rest of the way as well.
That's what I was just talking about with the boys. We will be starting rivalries this year. We'll create rivalries. 4 games against Maryville, 2 here, 2 there. And, I mean, their games are just about 3 hours away, so they could be home games for us.
Sure.
Crowd and everything. And then we obviously got Missouri State. So what do we do in the 2 weeks between now and the next 2 games? Because we're off for like a week and a half.
You can answer that.
Yeah, it's we're trying to keep it a little fun and fresh. Trying to keep it a little fun and fresh at practice this week, and without games this weekend, it's a nice time to have some fun and still compete and still get on the ice, but let guys heal, almost take a mental break from like the systems and the
grind.
Game within the game, the grind. Yeah, so we're having a little fun this week at practice, and then we'll get back at it next week, and then be prepared for Midland. So
it's a good time for guys to heal up. We had a few guys get banged up this weekend.
Yeah.
All of them, if it's a different opponent or it's nationals, they could have played, but it was an opportunity to give them extra rest and get some other guys in the lineup. So yeah, it's kind of, I mean, 2 weeks is a bit much. That's a little more than we would have wanted. We were actually supposed to have a game mixed in the middle there, just a single game, and that didn't work out. But it is what it is, the schedule. Because again, now that we're hitting the meat of it, I think it's kind of a good time to hit that break, reset, and be ready to go against the tougher competition.
It's like a bye week in the NFL. It comes at the right time.
Yeah.
So the jersey that I'm wearing, the fundraising efforts are continuous throughout the entire year, even when it's not in season, when hockey's not in season. But anyway, the jersey that I'm wearing right now, there are still some available and for sale, and these are only $60.
Yep. Yeah, that was part of our partnership the last few years with Cox Health locally. That was our warm-up jersey. These are the actual warm-up jerseys. These aren't replicas. These are the ones the guys would wear during warm-ups of home games. So they're game worn essentially, and are available. Just reach out. I'll post stuff on social media like I always do. More often than not, you're reaching out to this guy here about those. But I think we do have a link at some point for that.
Yeah.
But also speaking of jerseys, we mentioned the Midland weekend. It's a very big weekend, and a big fundraiser for a very special local organization, Breast Cancer Foundation of the Ozarks, BCFO.
Are they the ones that were responsible for the pink ice that we're playing on right now?
Yes, they are. They are
Nice.
responsible for the pink ice. Now, the only slight disappointment is it's really hard on the broadcast to see that the ice is pink.
Yeah.
Now, 5 years ago, or whatever it was when we did this last, when we were still at Missouri State, the ice looked, well, El Sabor de Mexico's here, the taco truck. The ice looked a lot like that, but almost like Pepto-Bismol. It was that bright. The whole arena became that bright because of the reflection. But it's a little lighter this time, so it's not really coming through on the broadcast like we had hoped. But in person, you can definitely see it.
Yeah, you can.
But we're wearing special jerseys. Uniforms in general, but special jerseys. I'll post a picture as we're talking about it here. That all the proceeds, they will be auctioned off. Families are going to have first dibs.
Okay.
So we'll have that information up for the families that are watching of our players. They'll have first dibs to buy them if they want. But anyone that's not bought will be auctioned off, and all the proceeds will go directly back to Breast Cancer Foundation of the Ozarks. So more information on that coming very soon. We're just waiting on the link from them for the auction site as well.
Perfect. And those games are Friday, October 31st, and also on Saturday, November the 1st. All right.
And one more bit of jersey news.
Yes, sir.
It's just Jersey Day, I guess.
I love jerseys.
Yeah. Very soon. Don't know an actual date yet. Just waiting again on a link for this. We will finally have the ability to order custom, authentic, and replica game jerseys. The actual jerseys, not the special ones, but the actual game jerseys we wear in games. So
that's awesome.
Be on the lookout for that as well. The authentic stitched ones, and there'll be a sublimated replica version that's a little less expensive.
Perfect.
So that's all going to be available soon. Hopefully, by the time even this show's out, but might be another week or so.
Well, if it is another week or so, you got Christmas coming up. They make a great Christmas gift.
That's the idea. Yeah, we want to get those done before Christmas.
Who doesn't have a marketing degree? All right, so Lawsy, you weren't with us on the last Coach's Show where Coach Cook and I introduced a new segment, and it's called Viewer Mail. Okay, and basically what it is I come up with a question and then attribute it to people.
Wow. Okay, so now the truth comes out.
People email me, and so anyway, this question comes to us from Brenda L. in Penticton, Canada. So
I get Walters, you get your mom.
oh, is that who this is? I didn't know. Okay, so Brenda wants to know if D1 team was cloned, and Ken Law coached one team, and Jeremy Law coached the other team, which team would win?
Yeah, I know where this is going. Trying to start a family feud.
No. Why would I start something like that?
Well, I imagine his team would have a lot more penalty minutes. But no, he's a fantastic coach, and not being biased, being his son. But yeah, I'm not sure at that caliber, but he's a good. It'd be close, I think.
Well, what's interesting, and the reason why I asked that is because he saw the games in St. Louis, and he was seeing things that you guys saw differently, or were maybe not even cognizant of it. Yeah. So, is it just a matter of him being around the game longer?
Yeah, no, I think any good coach, we take all the advice we can get, and having him as an eye in the sky at Nationals was fun. He helped us kind of pre-scout and, figure out other teams' tendencies and where we could break them down and stuff like that. So, yeah, he's hoping to be at Nationals again, and we'll definitely utilize his expertise.
That's key as well, because like I said, Jeremy's right. We do lean on him a lot because he watches all the games, and having him, whether it's at Centene up in St. Louis watching Nationals from up above or watching the broadcast, it's not only does he have all the experience in the world and can out-coach us any day of the week, that perspective of not being on the bench. We see a lot, but you just can't see everything from the bench level. That's why NFL coaches are up in the booth. You see more from that perspective. So he's able to see things that we're not and give us some of the insights on that.
Well, but also, you guys are on the bench, and you're right there next to the action, and you're emotionally invested in your boys and what's going on the ice. So, he has a different perspective being that far away from it. So, Miss Brenda, thank you so much for your question.
Brenda L., thank you.
That's a pretty cool segment. I love that segment.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, congratulations on 10-0 out of the box. We will have Midland in town, so let's just keep it rolling.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank
The
you.
Warriors. Thank you very much. This has been the Drury University Men's D1 Hockey Coaches Show. Coach Jeremy Law, Coach Cliff Cook. I'm Kevin Kline, your public address announcer. We'll see you at 7 o'clock on Friday,
No.
October 31st.
8:30.
Oh, it's an 8:30 game.
Yeah, by the way, check the schedule. That week. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's add this because this is
Please.
important with the ticket sales. It's actually a big weekend overall for Drury hockey because our D3 team is playing Missouri State.
That's right, they are, yeah.
So get your tickets. Tickets you purchase on the link provided on social media and in the description of this. Tickets will get you to both games, both nights. They're playing 5:30 on Friday. We're playing at 8:30 Friday, and then it's back to the normal 2 and 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
On, they'll play at 2 o'clock, and we'll play at 6 o'clock on Saturday. But Friday is a special time. They're going to play earlier at 5:30. I think some people wanted to go trick-or-treating. I don't know. But we're going to play at 8:30. No, not me either. So we'll play at 8:30, and then hoping we haven't finalized it. In fact, I haven't even told Jeremy an idea I had today, so may have some fun for that weekend in addition to the stuff we're doing for BCFO that weekend.
Oh, that'd be
Some
great.
costume stuff for Friday night.
Yeah.
Maybe pink themed. Probably be a lot of Barbie stuff running around to go with it.
Digging it.
You know.
Coach Law in a tutu, huh?
No, I didn't say us.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we'll find a way to have some sort of costume contest or something, but make it not just Halloween themed, but maybe pink themed to go along with what we're doing. And
Makes complete sense.
no,
Journalism marketing degree.
no marketing degree, journalism degree. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so
And
much.
Who knows what?
Yeah, hockey degree. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you on the next Coaches Show.